What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another gun guide. This is a series where I go into great detail with all of the stats as well as some excellent attachment combinations for every gun in Black Ops 6. And in today's episode, we're going to be covering the brand new pistol they added, and this is the Gravemark 357. And starting it off as always, let's have a look at our damage profile, and this is one of the few guns in this game that has separate body damage multipliers. So we've got our base damage as well as our upper torso, arm, and neck multiplier. And either way, in the first two damage ranges, it's going to be a 2-shot kill regardless of where you shoot them in the body. It's that third damage range where those upper torso and arm shots really come into play because it maintains a 2-shot kill potential. And then when it comes to headshots, we get a 1-shot kill to the head in the maximum damage range, whereas beyond that, it is going to be a 2-shot kill at any range as long as you're hitting them in the head. Now, interestingly, with the CHF barrel, this not only boosts our headshot multiplier to 2, meaning we can now get a 1-shot headshot in the second damage range as well, but on top of this, it boosts the multiplier to our upper torso and neck to a 1.4 multiplier, which still doesn't allow you to get a 1-shot kill to those zones. It just allows you to maintain a 2-shot kill to the body in the minimum damage range. So realistically, that doesn't really have that much of an impact here, unless you're in a situation where somebody's been hurt by something else and you're just finishing them off with that shot. Now, when it comes to our rate of fire with this, it's 171 rounds per minute. That's the potential, but unlike most semi-autos in this game, there doesn't appear to be any shot buffering or shot queuing that takes place. So if you're spamming your rate of fire faster than 171 rounds per minute, you won't get a steady output of 171 rounds per minute like you would with any other semi-auto in the game. Instead, you have to get the timing just right and pull the trigger at the exact right moment that the gun is ready to fire. Otherwise, you're not actually going to be hitting this rate of fire. So realistically speaking, even with a good trigger finger, you're not going to get exactly 171 rounds per minute. It will be a little lower than that. As for our time to kill potential, in theory, if we were able to hit this rate of fire cap, a 2-shot kill is 351 milliseconds, which isn't great for a pistol up close. But of course, we have to consider the fact that we can get a 1-shot kill to the head. And that's really where the power comes in. And then at a distance, if we're taking 3 shots to kill, that's an insanely slow time to kill at 702 milliseconds. Then with rapid fire, we can boost our rate of fire potential up to 190 rounds per minute. Again, the same behavior takes place though. You're not likely to actually reach 190 rounds per minute. And that will of course improve our time to kill slightly. Next, let's get into our ranges, and one of the most important range values here is our maximum damage range, because this is where we can get a 1-shot kill to the head, even without the CHF barrel. And that range is 8.9 meters. So a pretty short range. You definitely have to get yourself right up close and personal to get that 1-shot headshot, unless we use the CHF barrel, which extends our 1-shot headshot potential up to just over 30 meters. So that's a significant improvement there. If you are going for those headshots, you absolutely want to use the CHF barrel on this, because that is a massive boost to its 1-shot headshot potential. And then the point where it drops off to a 3-shot kill is just after the 45-meter mark. Additionally, our bullet velocity is not great with this, and that is going to hold this back if you're trying to stretch your ranges out at all. This is just 375 meters per second. However, we could boost that by 45% with the gain twist barrel, or we could use the long barrel to boost our range values by 35%. And then finally, we have the reinforced barrel, which will give us a lesser boost to our range and our velocity values. Also, interestingly, with the rapid fire attachment, unlike with most guns in this game, it has no impact on our range or velocity values. Then taking a quick look at hardcore game modes, this will be quite a comfortable 1-shot kill anywhere in the body at any range, unless you're shooting through some form of cover. And with that out of the way, let's move into our Hipfire, which is a little bit worse than average for the pistol category, but still pretty good. I mean, all pistols are quite good in this area, so you can Hipfire right up close just fine. Then for our recoil, as you can see, there is no recoil, or technically there is recoil with every shot that you fire, but it perfectly recenters after every shot due to the low fire rate, which means when looking at a recoil pattern, it appears like we have literally 0 recoil. Unless we use the CHF barrel, this will increase our recoil values, and you can see now it does climb upwards a little bit, but that's still very manageable recoil. And then finally, taking a look at rapid fire, with this, we have a little bit of negative recoil. So this means with rapid fire, it actually tends to overcorrect and you fire a shot a little bit lower than your initial point of aim. And this is just due to the fact that the gun hasn't fully settled yet between those shots. So that's quite interesting. Realistically, this isn't much of an issue in my experience with this. But now let's move into our handling stats. And as we can see, we've got really good handling stats across the board. I mean, it's a pistol. This is fully expected. There's nothing out of the ordinary here at all. Then let's look at our reload add time. And the thing with this gun is you do have to reload each round individually. And the way this works by default is your first round will take 1.33 seconds, and then every additional round after that you have to reload will take 0.77 seconds. So quite a slow reload overall if you're reloading an entire cylinder from empty. And also, it's generally not worth it to reload just one single round, just because that one single round takes significantly longer than any round after that. So usually you want to reload after firing a few rounds with this. Now we can speed this up with the Fast Mag attachments, or Fast Cylinders as they should be called. We have both Fast Mag 1 and Fast Mag 2, and both of these reduce our cylinder capacity to 6 rounds, but they do improve our reload times by quite a noticeable margin, especially with Fast Mag 2. That's quite a bit faster than the default, and you also see some handling benefits with those as well. But then finally, this leaves us with our mobility stats, and across the board, it's maybe a little bit below average for pistols, but not by much. I mean, it's going to be getting around the map pretty quickly, so I would say there's absolutely no issues here when it comes to mobility, as expected. And with that, we can now move into some excellent attachment combinations for this gun, and I've got two for you guys. The first one is my headshotter build, and with it, I'm using the Merlin Mini Optic, although you can use any optic you're comfortable with. That's just the one I prefer here. We've got the compensator combined with the CHF barrel, so the CHF barrel will massively extend that one-shot headshot potential up to about 30.5 meters, but in doing so, that gives us a bit more recoil, so that's why we put the compensator on to help counteract that recoil a bit, and they do pair together quite nicely. We've also got Fast Mag 2 on there because I think it's worth taking a slight hit to our cylinder capacity in order to get significantly faster reloads, and also a slight improvement to our aim down sight and sprint out time with that. And then finally, we're using the overpressured ammo just to give us a slight boost to bullet velocity, because especially if we're stretching those ranges out a bit, trying to hit that headshot, every little bit of bullet velocity we can gain is going to help. So that's why I'm running that one. And this is just a nice all-arounder if you want to aim for those headshots. However, another excellent way to use this is with Akimbo. So that's our next setup here. And with this one, this time we're using the long barrel attachment, just to extend our two-shot kill potential out nicely, and also just for kind of a lack of a better attachment with this. We're also using the CQB grip to help with sprint out time, slide to fire time, and dive to fire time. We obviously have the Akimbo attachment itself. The fast motion laser, this is if you like sliding into gunfights a lot. If you don't, then the steady aim laser is going to be the better choice. It really just depends on your playstyle, but for me, I prefer the fast motion laser here. And then finally, we've got rapid fire, so we can spam those rounds out a little bit faster. And with this, since it is going to be a two-shot kill within any realistic range where you're going to be hitting your target in Akimbo, that actually makes it quite good in Akimbo, because if you hit both shots when firing both guns at the same time, it's effectively like a one-shot kill, which makes it pretty good. And an interesting thing to point out here, when using Akimbo, it massively improves our reload time, and we no longer reload each round individually. Essentially, the guns just leave our view and magically reload themselves all at once within about a second. So massive improvement there to our reload time, and that's why I don't recommend using any Fast Mag attachments with this. And there we go. That's gonna wrap it up for the two builds that I'd recommend using with this. And overall, when it comes to my thoughts on the Gravemark 357, on one hand, it's nice to finally see a brand new pistol added to the game. This is actually the first one we've seen post-launch, at least in the actual sidearm category and not the special category. And it's also nice to see a revolver in the game, finally. However, I don't think this gun really has a place in the game at all, and the reason behind that is quite simple. The 9mm PM Skull Splitter mod does everything this can do, but significantly better. So its one-shot headshot potential is more than 4 times that of the Gravemark 357. It's got a faster and more consistent rate of fire since it allows shot buffering. We've got more than double the bullet velocity. We have a better capacity, as well as the fact that we reload with magazines, so reloads are significantly faster with the Skull Splitter mod. It also has better mobility stats, better sprint out time, a better hipfire spread. Basically, that mod does literally everything better than the Gravemark 357 by a noticeable margin. If that mod didn't exist, I would probably say the Gravemark has a nice place in the game, but the fact that that mod exists makes the Gravemark essentially useless comparatively. Now, of course, those are just my thoughts, and this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. How are you feeling about the recent addition of the Gravemark 357? Do you guys like this sidearm, or maybe not so much? Also, if you guys have missed any of the previous gun guides, I will of course leave a link to the playlist in the description down below. And if you guys enjoyed this one, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.